Well, let me tell you something, brother. I walked into this movie expecting a steel cage showdown of epic proportions, but instead, oh no, I got body slammed into a steaming pile of B-movie madness, Jack. They promised me high-flying action. They teased me with blood, guts, and glory, but instead, we got Chris Jericho acting like he took one too many chair shots to the head. And now, Kilted Maniacs, I gotta ask you, are you ready to dive into the cinematic train wreck with me? Well, too bad, cause here we go. Ooh, yeah. So the movie kicks off with a struggling small-time wrestling promotion that's just one step away from bankruptcy. Desperate for cash, they accept a last-minute gig in a weird backwoods town. It sounds sketchy? It is. At first, it looks like your typical small-town wrestling event. Dingy smell and rowdy locals and a smell of sweat and regret. But oh no, brother. Something is seriously off. The crowd isn't just cheering, they're chanting in some weird ancient language. And the promoter, he looks like he's just crawled out of a cultist's fever dream. And before our underdog wrestlers realize it, they're not just wrestling for a payday, they're wrestling for their souls. This isn't just some backwoods indie show. This is a full-blown nightmare match booked by a psycho cult leader who believes blood spilled in the ring can fuel an ancient ritual. Now, it's not about the championship belt anymore. It's about surviving the night. Sounds like an insane setup, right? Too bad the execution got botched harder than a top rope moonsault gone wrong.
Crossing himself! Oh!
Let's give some credit where it's due. Now, first of all, the VHS style visuals. Pretty slick. If you loved like the gritty aesthetics of The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, this movie tries to tap into that vibe, old school, analog fuzz, shaky cam, and neon drenched lighting. It definitely screams like an 80s throwback because of course it's set in the 80s. Number 2, Steve Ogg. Yes, Trevor from Grand Theft Auto himself shows up, and man does he look right at home in a movie like this. Creepy, intense, and just unhinged enough to keep things interesting. Honestly, he should have been the main character of the entire movie. And of course, the concept. A cult-run wrestling show where the audience is in on the horror. That could have been gold. But as we'll all see, they botched it. First of all, weird camera choices. Man, I hope you don't get motion sickness because this movie's got more quick cuts than a bad wrestling promo.
How do you address those skeptics?
Well, the skeptics and all the people have a little bit of... Let me do this again.
Oh, it's live, Hal.
Sorry.
The camera moves so much you'd think it was running the ropes itself. Next up was close-up madness. Wow. Ever wanted to see like Chris Jericho's nose pores in Ultra HD? No? Well, too bad, because the director loves uncomfortable close zoom-ins for no apparent reason whatsoever. And then, of course, the budget. Look, I wasn't expecting a Hollywood-level gore, but the practical effects here are rough. Blood looks like watered-down ketchup, and some of the wounds look like they were drawn on with a red marker. Ooh. And then I come to Chris Jericho's acting. Okay, we got to talk about it. Look, I love Y2J, I love Chris Jericho, I respect his wrestling career, and Fozzy is band. They've got some bangers. But acting, oh boy. Jericho delivers his lines like he's cutting a promo for a match that never happens. Over the top in the worst way. Listen, stick to wrestling, stick to singing. This ain't it, champ. Look, the potential was there. A wrestling-themed horror movie with a cultish twist. That should have been a sleeper hit. But instead, we got a low-budget mess that felt like it was DDT'd straight into mediocrity. My final score for this movie, sadly, 3 kilts out of 10. This one barely deserves to step into the ring. But what do you think, Kilted Movie Maniacs? Was I too harsh? Do you think this movie deserves a rematch? Or should we just toss it out the ring for good? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, folks, to smash that like button if you dig these reviews. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss another Kilted movie breakdown. Until next time, keep it cinematic, keep it brutal, and keep it Kilted. Peace! Ooh, yeah!